What you are listening to now is the Fight Report with Hanson Crafton. Hanson looks forward to a couple of really good boxing matches this weekend and a solid UFC card. A full day of combat sports on Saturday. And we'll talk about all of it when Hanson recaps it all on the Fight Report on Monday.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome, fight fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report and the Fight Report with Hanson Crafton. Hanson, this week isn't nearly as glitzy and glamorous as last weekend's fight slate, but if you like great fighters and you like great characters, there are a couple on the slate this weekend.
Yeah, you got some two really good boxing guys, younger guys, and then you got a decent UFC card in the middle of the day, non-pay-per-view too, so everybody be able to watch that one for free.
All right, Hanson, let's start with the Madison Square Garden Card. Of course, probably the most famous fight venue in American history, where we have a great young Puerto Rican in Zayas against a veteran, a very dangerous veteran in Garcia, a Mexican fighter, in what should be a great main event. The card starts at 6 o'clock. The main event starts at 9 with the Zayas Garcia fight expected to start 11 on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Yeah, it's a decent card. Two really good fighters on there. In the co-main, you're going to get Bruce Shu Shu Carrington. He's a very good fighter himself. It's for an interim title too. So he's going to get a shot at the WBC World Featherweight interim title. He's going to be fighting another dangerous guy, Matthias Haisha. He's 14-0. Shu Shu is 15-0. Shu Shu's got 9 knockouts. He's coming off of a knockout in his last performance. He was actually on the undercard of the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. So he looked very good against Enrique Vivas and stopped him in the third round of their fight. Not really a young guy, young to the sport. He's 28, but he's just getting started. He's very good, though, very sharp. A good co-main event. It's also going to be the last card Top Rank is going to have on ESPN. So they're kind of going out with some of their guys they're trying to showcase here. And then, of course, the main one, we got Xander Zayas, 22-year-old, one of the top prospects in boxing right now. He's going to fight for the vacant WBO super welterweight title. And like you said, he's fighting a game opponent. Jorge Garcia Perez is dangerous for anybody. Those Mexican fighters, they're built different. They've got a certain style. They come forward. They're there for the whole fight. They're tough to take out of there. But Zayas is a really good fighter. Super slick, super exciting. He's dangerous in his own right. He stopped his last opponent, who was undefeated, Sloa Spalmer. He was 20-0 coming into the fight, which was also in Madison Square Garden earlier this year. And Xander took him out in 9 rounds. I expect Xander to do the same Saturday night. Like I said, he's probably one of the top prospects in boxing. He's steamrolling through. He's headed to the top. This is going to be his first world title. I think he'll be the first of several world titles he'll win. So it's a very exciting fight. I'm looking forward to watching him fight as Shu Shu. I'm a big Shu Shu fan. I enjoy watching him fight as well. So, not the biggest names in the world, but these are two guys that are up and coming, and they're two very good fighters. And it's somebody you definitely want to keep your eye on.
Again, Zayas just 22 years old, 21-0, 13 knockouts. Garcia has 33 wins, 26 by knockout. But this one could definitely go the distance, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Like I said, Garcia is tough. He's a Mexican-style fighter. Those are guys that are very tough, that they're notoriously tough. So, yeah, this one could go the distance as well. But I think, like I said, it's the last time Top Rank's going to have a card. It's in Madison Square Garden. I think Xander's going to try to put on a show.
And he is definitely capable of that. If you haven't seen him, everybody, this is your chance because he is not just a great boxer, but a character as well. Let's talk a
Yeah.
little bit more about the Carrington Hayda fight. Again, both guys unbeaten. Both guys like to knock out their opponents as well.
Yeah, this is a very good co-main event. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Bruce Shu Shu Carrington. He's coming off of a knockout win his last fight. And then Heish he's no easy opponent. You know, he's 14-0 with 9 knockouts himself. He's coming in off of he has had some decisions. His last 2 fights have been decisions, but before that, he had 4 straight knockouts. So he's a very dangerous guy in his own right. They're both fighting for a world title, so they're both going to come in top shape, ready to go. And like I said, you know, a lot of eyes are going to be on this card for Xander Zayas, so it's an opportunity for both of them to get some new fans. And I expect a really good fight out of these two.
Other fights on that card as well. Polanco unbeaten, Santana unbeaten, going against a very good Almeida. Either one of those catch your fancy?
Yeah, I do. Polanco he's ranked number 6 right now, so he's a guy to keep your eye on. And then Santana is also 14-0. He's ranked 26. He's still working his way up, but he's also a guy. So, like I said, this is an opportunity for some of these guys. Not the biggest names in the world on here, but it's a card you can watch on ESPN Plus. It's in Madison Square Garden. Got 2 exciting guys headlining. So it's an opportunity for a lot of these guys to come in and make some new fans.
It would be an upset, though, if Hayda won this, right?
Yeah.
Even though he's unbeaten and a very dangerous fighter. Same with Garcia. As good as he is, as
Right.
tough as he is, it's hard to imagine. And it's not a UFC main event this weekend, but it is a really good fight night card. Tell us about what you're most looking forward to with that card, Hanson.
I'm most looking forward to the main event. Now, this is one of the cards that's in Abu Dhabi, so the start time is going to be, I think, noon. Main card's going to start around 2, 3 o'clock. But the main event's very intriguing. You got Robert Whittaker, former champion. He's fought for the belt a couple of times. Is he at the twilight of his career? Is he going to start being kind of a gatekeeper for the division, or is he going to make another run for the title? He's fighting a guy, Reinier, who came from another organization, kind of didn't really come with the reputation that he was going to be a player in the middleweight division. But he's had 2 really good performances, 2 stoppages in the UFC. He just took out Bo Nickel, who everybody was super high on. So he's actually surprised a lot of people. He's looked really good. And speaking of opportunities for these guys, this is a huge opportunity for him. If Ritter can get a win over Robert Whittaker, or if he can stop Robert Whittaker, he's definitely going to be getting a title shot soon. He throws his name in that hat with about 2 other guys who deserve it. So this is a huge fight for him. Very interesting fight. A fight that's got both these guys got a lot on the line going in this fight. So it's a very good main event. Definitely for a free card in the middle of your Saturday.
Speaking of which, Hanson, it starts at noon on ESPN with 7 different fights, 6 men's and 1 women's, all kinds of different divisions, including a heavyweight fight between Martin Boudet and Marcus Buchecha, who have only 3 losses between them. And then you get to the main card where there are 5 really good fights, 5 different divisions. Again, no championship fights. It's not a UFC main event, but it is on ABC in the middle of the afternoon at 3, which is a very good opportunity for UFC to reach a crowd maybe it doesn't often.
Exactly. And like you said, there's some very good fights on here. The co-main event's another one of those good fights. Petr Yan, he's a former champion for the bantamweight division. He's a guy that's been in the top 5, ranked top 5 in the division for years. And he's fighting Marcus McGhee, who's been on a tear, and he's got an opportunity to get his name in the top 5. So this is a very interesting co-main event. To go with the main event, those 2 fights are really exciting for a free card. Petr Yan's a fan favorite. And like I said, McGhee's been on a tear lately. So this is an opportunity for him to go in, take out a former champion, and put his name in the hat to be moving up the ranks in the bantamweight division. And then you also got Shara Bullet on there. He's an exciting fighter from Russia. He's the guy with one eye He usually can only get cleared to fight in Abu Dhabi. So he's always on those Abu Dhabi cards. But he's an exciting striker. Fans love him. He's on the card as well. It's a very good fight fan friendly card. Kind of like how last week was. You take out the main event, but you had a lot of good fighters on the card. This is kind of the same way. Even in the prelims, your main event, Bryce Mitchell and Said Nurmagomedov, that's a good fight as well. And then you got Davy Grant on there, who's a fan favorite from England. So very good card. No, not the huge names on there, but fight fans, they know who these guys are. These are going to be some exciting fights. So it's a very good card for your afternoon on a Saturday.
It just occurred to me, Hanson, that on Saturday you can wake up, have a breakfast, get your morning exercise in, and then watch fighting all day. Well, Hanson, it's a little while before we start getting into the really big fights again. Middle September, we got Canelo, we got Inoue, we've got Benavidez, we've got a lot of good stuff coming up. Some pretty good fights between now and then. What are you looking most forward to in boxing and in the UFC?
I'm set high on the Inoue fight and also the Crawford Canelo. That's two of my favorite fighters. I think they're two of everybody's favorite fighters. But I'm really looking forward to those two. The UFC actually announced some cards coming up as well. They have a bunch of fun fights coming. They got a heavyweight title fight that's going to be coming up with Tom Aspinall against Cyril Gahn. There's a card coming up in a couple of weeks with Chimaev facing Dricus for the middleweight title. Then you've got Islam moving up from 155. He was the 155 champ. He's going up to 170, fight Jack Maladona, the 170 champ. So we got a lot of fun cards coming up for the UFC as well. The next few months between UFC and boxing are going to be some really good action that they've got lined up. And I'm looking forward to kind of all of it, honestly.
One of the reasons I wanted to do the Central Indiana Sports Report was just to find an excuse to talk sports with some of my favorite people, and that is definitely Hanson. I look forward to doing this fight report now twice a week, every week. Well, almost every week. Every week that there's a serious fight at all. Hanson and I will be talking about it. Thanks so much again to Hanson for joining me. And thank you for listening. Please do us a huge favor and share this podcast with the fight fans in your life. Help spread the word about the Central Indiana Sports Report. That we're here talking sports every single day. You're probably going to want to subscribe. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.